Hey, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. We're a tribe approaching 20,000 at our Discord right now, and we use the Discord as a means of putting our minds together and collecting information. We even have a partnership with Seeking Alpha, and we are building a core of analysts within our Discord to take the recommendations of the individual members, analyze them, and then share their analysis. I think we're kind of unique in that we have three basic goals at Best of Us Investors. One is to make good investment decisions, and good analytics and good research will do that. Number two is to keep more of what you make, and that's basically understanding your tax code. And we're building the Best of Us University, where we'll share CPA's knowledge with you on that. And then the third is to create family wealth. And since the federal government here in the United States, anyway, will allow us to pass on as a couple just shy of $24 million, that's our goal. So those are our three goals. What I'm doing today is, as I said, it's Monday. It's February the 15th, President's Day. The stock market is closed. So I'm looking at my portfolio and saying, what do I need to do? What decisions do I need to make at this point moving forward in the portfolio? I'm running right now in the first 45 days of the year up 20% from what I had on January the 1st. So if I project that forward through the 365 days of the year, I'll end up 161% more than what I started the year with. And that's good. I started just shy of $1 million in the portfolio that I manage on my Discord and on my channel. And so I'd be good with that. But I looked at it and I said there's a couple stocks. In fact, there's two stocks which I am in the red. And they are both, as it turns out, in the biotech field. The worst performing is Edit, EDIT. And I'm looking at it and saying, should I cull the herd or should I keep it? How do I feel about it? We have a partnership with Seeking Alpha. So I went to Seeking Alpha earlier this morning, and I want to share with you what I came back with. I want to ask you for your input and see what we should do. And this is how I manage my portfolio. So stick with me. I'll share the details, and we'll make a decision on Edit.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, Edit is a CRISPR company. If you go through the channels or the steps, it starts with genome sequencing. And I have some number of companies, which I just did a video on, that are involved in genome sequencing. Once the genome is sequenced, CRISPR goes in and can repair genome malformations. It literally can go in, as you visualize it, into your bloodstream, come to your genome, and they use the picture of a scissors cutting the deformity in your genome and replacing it with a correct one, and then taking that propensity for disease, whether it be cancer, whether it be Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, infantile blindness, sickle cell anemia. It has the ability to cure or eliminate the potential for disease. It also has the ability to pretty much genetically form or engineer children. So it is a extremely important change in the way we're going to live. As I said, Edit is kind of the leader. What drew me to Edit was this book, The Crack in Creation, and it's by Jennifer Doudna, Doudna, Doudna. She actually won a Nobel Peace Prize for the work she did through Edit and genome sequencing and CRISPR and curing disease. So Edit has two therapies. Different companies have different therapies using CRISPR to cure genetic malformations. As I said, Edit had a good run. And now it's come back. I own 400 shares at $62.84. Now, very recently, Cindy Collins, their CEO, resigned, and she was replaced by James Mullins. James Mullins was on the board of directors, and he stepped over to take over CEO. James's history was back in the early 2000s up to 2010, he was Biogen's CEO, and then he went to Patheon, another pharmaceutical company, and he was CEO there from 2011 to 2017. So he's got a good pedigree. So I feel comfortable with that. I don't know why Cindy left. They aren't sharing that with me. The next thing that happened is shortly after Cindy left, they issued stock to raise capital. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it dilutes my shares. There are more shareholders owning the same company, so the value of my shares come down. And that's what put me into the red. I'm right now down 7.8%. And so my decision is, do I or don't I? Do I stay? Do I hold? Or do I buy more? What do I do? As I say, it represents 2.25% of my portfolio. The other stock that I'm down, oddly enough, is Inovo, Inovo Pharmaceuticals, in the same CRISPR type field. And I think this is kind of relative to they've had some good run-ups. There's a pullback. There's a reorganization. People are investing in different things. So I got to make a decision. Am I going to take the $23,000 that I have in CRISPR and go somewhere else, or am I going to hold it? So I'm digging in. I've got a Pulitzer Prize winner. The articles that I read, some people believe it's a 10-bagger. A 10-bagger is a stock that has 1,000% potential gain in it. Why do they think that? Well, as I explained CRISPR to you, as I explained the therapy to you, I think it's evident this is revolutionary. This is something that is going to change the world you live in. If you're a young person and you are able to go into a clinic and have your sperm and egg tested for genome sequencing and find if there is a propensity for some sort of disease, and then go to a library of, okay, who has the therapeutic, who uses some form of CRISPR to take away that disease. Well, Edit is working on something called, and bear with me here, it is Leber congenital amaurosis. What is that? It's childhood blindness. What happens is if husband and wife, egg and sperm, both have this deformity in their genome, the child is born blind. If you go in and alter that, either in the child or in the egg and sperm, the child has sight. They have done tests on children that were blind, done this therapy, and the child wakes up able to see. They're in phase 1 where they're actually testing it on adults, and I understand that. You don't want to, you want the person, the patient that is going to authorize the test to be totally knowledgeable of what's going to happen. You don't want to do it on an infant or even a 3-year-old child if you can avoid it. So they're in this test. How big is this market? They estimate it in the Western world to be 15,000 people, and they call that a robust market. I would not have thought that was a robust market, but apparently it is. And their analysis, this, and when I say there, I'm reading from Seeking Alpha, is that this could be revolutionary, and it could probably end up in some big, what they refer to, deep pocket pharmaceutical company, and they actually mention Pfizer, and I would throw in Biogen, since their CEO used to be CEO of Biogen, and they're saying this could be a 10-bagger. In other words, if it really works and it is marketable, companies like Pfizer would increase your investment return by 1,000%. That's a 10-bagger. So I'm looking at that and saying, okay, if that's the potential, what is the risk? Well, it's like anything else. The risk is it don't work. If it don't work, we're back to square one. Now, does Edita have anything else in the pipeline? Yeah, they have a therapeutic using CRISPR, a therapy using CRISPR to cure sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia, as I understand it, is a blood disorder that is most common in African Americans, and it actually has more potential users than the infantile blindness. Now, the other thing in that, as I read the information that I take from, there are other companies who are playing in that game. That Edita pretty much has this LIBR drug or therapy, LIBR, L-E-B-E-R, to itself. And if it works, boom, that's a home run. That's a home run, and Carrie did well. If it doesn't, it then falls back. My analysis, my takeaway is this. Whether the blind drug or the sickle cell anemia work, I think is irrelevant. I believe that Edita is one of the leading players in this field. And they have raised more money to get themselves in a position to maintain their leadership position. They are not only working with themselves, they are working with universities that are aiding them in their development of this CRISPR therapeutics. So my take is I'm a long-term player here. I have said in the past, if I could only own 3 stocks, they would probably all 3 be in this field, because what they're offering is life. They're not offering a new phone. They're not offering 5G. They're not offering an electric vehicle or a new form of internet supported by satellites in the sky, all things that I'm interested in. Or they're not offering a change in removing the carbon footprint, which are all essential. But if we don't live, those are all irrelevant. And what I know, because I'm part of it, is there's 79 million baby boomers who are approaching retirement, aging, and they control, those 79 million baby boomers control 75% of the world's wealth. And they're getting wealthier every day. So if these therapies, through the use of genome sequencing, through the use of CRISPR, through the use of edit, in Vineo, they're going to be whatever the price I'm going to pay, whatever the insurance will help me pay. So I'm a player. It's 2.2% of my portfolio. I'm in. I'm going to hold, and I believe this will be a 10-banger. So that's my take on edit. More importantly, that's my take on how I look at stocks. I'm not interested. I saw someone doing a stock analysis on Walgreens this weekend. I'm not interested. Walgreens is not going to change the way I live. I'm sorry, they're not. I might get my shot from them, my vaccine. I might buy my statins from them, but they're not going to change the way I live. They're not a 10-bagger. And that's how I invest. 80% of my portfolio will remain in the big six, plus Tesla. But the other 20%, I'm going for the fence. I'm sorry. Walgreens, CVS, ExxonMobil, no. You're not going to change the way I live. So I'm not going to play in your ballpark. I'm going for the fence. Okay. If this is the kind of video, if this is the kind of investing you want to get involved in, join our tribe. Our tribe is Best of Us Investors. As I say, we're approaching 20,000 at the Discord. We're building a university where we'll educate you. We're also building a team of analysts that are going to take your input into stocks, do analysis like I just did with the help of Seeking Alpha, and then we're going to make short videos on those and create a library so that if you want to access other people's analysis of stocks, it'll be available for you. Again, that part of our program is to help you make better and informed investment decisions. That's what we're all about. If it appeals to you, as I said, go to bestofusinvestors.com. You'll find there a link that you can give me your email address and your name. I will then send you a link to the Discord. You will then have options as to how you participate in the Discord. Our top option is where you have access to my portfolio. You get notified when I make trades, and we will be expanding upon that as we move into the future. We want to make this the place you go so that you have financial literacy. I honestly believe that financial literacy has been something that Wall Street has discriminated against us, the common people, on. They don't want us. They don't want us to totally understand, because understand you're in a zero-sum game. In every trade, there's a winner and a loser. Well, they have to keep the supply of losers up. We're going to try to level the wet playing field. bestofusinvestors.com. Join the tribe. Talk to you tomorrow.